Holy cow, you guys. Are you guys ready for the gauntlet? I'll tell you, I am. I've got my water bottle sitting right next to me because this is Game 3 of Lucky versus Cloud from the Go4SC2 Cup, and this game is over an hour long in StarCraft 2 time. Yes, I know that only translates to probably 45 minutes in real time, but still that is a darned long game, so I am going to be watching the majority of it at ×2 speed just because I don't think you guys want to sit around for an hour listening to me talk. You might want to sit around for an hour watching Lucky and Cloud play, but if you guys are anything like me, you can't stand to hear my voice for that long at once, so I'm going to be watching a lot of this at ×2 speed. I will be slowing it down for the fights and that kind of thing, but for the most part, going to be watching it at ×2 speed in hopes that we can cut this down to maybe 30 minutes. But let's see how it goes. Spawning in the right position of Terminus as the yellow Terran, playing from Team Alternate Attacks, we have Cloud. His opponent spawning as the purple Zerg in the left position of Terminus. Playing from Team FXO, we have Lucky. Lucky going to be going for that fast expansion, going to be then taking that gas, following that up with that spawning pool, no doubt. But the bigger question is, what is Cloud going to be doing? We've seen a couple of different openings from Cloud in this best of 3. I remind you that this is a best of 3 and that it is currently tied 1-1. This is the game determining factor right now, or this is the series determining game, I could also put it that way. So the winner of this game will be... Oh man, I just forgot whether they'll be taking the tournament or whether they'll just be moving on in the tournament. I believe they're just going to be moving on in the tournament. I do not think that this was the final match of the tournament, but I just saw Cloud versus Lucky, and I really wanted to cast it because I wanted to know a little bit more about those two players. So we're going to be looking at their styles, and as we can see, Cloud going for a very fast natural expansion. He did throw up a barracks followed by a factory, which he's now swapping onto a reactor, so he's going to be double producing those Hellions, and on Terminus, I would say that's a pretty okay move. It is a very big map, and so having early fast units can really help with getting some early map control and getting some good scouting information in, as we are about to find out as these Hellions are now moving across the map. In the base of Lucky, we do see that he's continuing to produce lots and lots of drones. Did he actually scout that factory? No, he didn't actually scout the factory. He hasn't seen anything in the base of Cloud for quite a while, but of course he is now finding out that there are Hellions. But one spine crawler was produced at the front here for Lucky, so it looks like he's going to be fairly safe for now, keeping that queen very well positioned near the ramp. Going to be maybe injecting and then just going right back over there. We do see that more Hellions are being produced here by Cloud, continuing to poke in at the front. Is he going to be going once again for that fast third command center? No, we actually see a second barracks and third barracks actually coming down here for Cloud, as it looks like he might actually be going for a little bit of two-base aggression here. Now we do see that Lucky going to be taking that down those destructible rocks to his third base, so going to be taking a very fast third, which on this particular version of the map is a full third. Notice that there are 8 mineral fields here, as well as 2 Vespene geysers there, so it is a full third there. It is protected by destructible debris, which Lucky is keeping an eye on with that Overlord. We do see now that Lair Tech is now on the way. Zergling speed has been completed, and as soon as Lair Tech completes, plopping down 3 more gas geysers. Gonna start to be mining fully on 2 bases worth of gas, throwing down another spine crawler just because he doesn't fully know what his opponent is going to be doing yet. He's going to be sending a Zergling into his opponent's base here, sees the bunker at the front, but that is about all he sees. He does have one Overlord here in position, but he does see that if you can see those minerals shimmering, you know that there is something mining there, so he knows that natural expansion has gone up. In the base of Cloud right now, we can see that he did produce a pretty quick starport here, and he's now swapping it onto this reactor, so he's going to be getting quite a few medevacs here up very early here, so we might be seeing some drop play here out of Cloud. Not going to be seeing Vikings this early in the game. Might see one Viking get produced to try to start to take down some of these Overlords that are going to be around his base, but no, it looks like we actually see 2 medevacs on the way. Factory not currently being used for anything at all, as he's focusing a lot on Marines and upgrades for his Marines. We do see Stim is about to complete. In the base of Lucky, we see an evolution chamber coming down, as well as that spire and that baneling nest, so he's going to be going for that standard mix of Ling, baneling, and Muta that is oh so commonly used in this matchup. In the meantime, a third has not yet been taken, though he is spreading creep down to that lower location of the map. in the base of Cloud now, we do see that he's going to be making a nice little wall of bunkers in there, and oh my god, I just realized I'm watching this at normal speed. That's even slower than the usual speed you play the game at. That is unbelievable. That is unacceptable. I'm going to be speeding that right up. Overseer now coming into the base of Cloud right now, going to be scouting out exactly the building composition, and from this he's going to have a pretty good idea of what his opponent is doing. He's seeing the factory go down with that tech lab, which pretty much means that he's going to be going for siege tanks here, which is a pretty good bet. But oh, 2 medevacs loaded up with units are now moving into the base of Lucky right now. Looks like he's going to go for a bit of a drop here, and I like this move here by Cloud as he keeps these Hellions up on the high ground. He's going to be able to drop these Marines into this little niche of the building right there, and look at that. The Hellion's going to be taking out so many of these Zerglings from the high ground where they cannot be touched. Ooh, nice move here by Lucky though as he moves that Queen forward to start to take down the medevacs and starting to pick off those Queens. Lots of Marines get taken down by a couple of Banelings here, but there's still a good number of Marines. They do have +1 on the way, but no armor upgrades quite up yet. Nice Baneling connects there by Cloud, and he is now going to be forced to pull out 1 medevac going down. He's going to be loading up the remainder of those Hellions into that last medevac and going to try to go for a drop in the main. In the meantime, we see a third being taken here by Lucky, and there we go. The drop now going down in the main of Lucky. Those are going to be moving in, and no forces yet moving in to deal with it. Lucky being forced to pull all of his drones off the line, and oh, beautiful split here by Lucky. Look at that drone split. That is actually a fantastic drone split. And now, whoa, he's actually just going to be picking up those medevacs and getting out of there. Needs to get out there before that Queen takes that medevac down, and that is exactly what he's going to be doing. And there we go. We do see the 3rd command center now going down here. We do see he's in full siege tank and Marine production right now. Where's the double engineering bay? Come on. I know you got one. I know you got one. You've got to have one. Come on, Cloud. Don't disappoint me. No, just a single engineering bay upgrading at this point in time. We see that infantry weapons is done right now, though infantry armor just now getting started, and lots more barracks now being thrown down. Looks like in the base of Lucky, he did finally manage to get up a lot of mutas, which are now moving across the map. Hellions continuing to scout around, checking for any hidden expansions, not finding anything, but the mutalisks are now about to move into the main of Cloud, gonna start to pick off the add-ons. This is a good move. A lot of players will say add-ons aren't even worth a whole lot of money. Why would you focus those down? Because the thing that you buy when you take on add-ons is time. You cut down on their production. So anytime, especially if you can get a reactor, the time it takes to make a reactor, I'm not even sure what that is. What is it to make a reactor? 50 seconds to make a reactor. That is a very long time that you are not going to be producing any Marines at all, and that you are just going to be producing that structure which you pretty much had already and you have to remake. So targeting down add-ons can actually be quite destructive to a Terran opponent. We do see that Cloud is going for that fast orbital command. In the meantime, Lucky going for a very fast 4th base. 3rd already well up and saturated. If we take out the harvester count right now, we can see that it is currently 66 harvesters to 60. So both players very close right now in economy. They're actually going to be pretty much even if Cloud is not actually ahead, just because those mules are going to be helping him out quite a bit. But look at the creep spread right now of Lucky. Lucky spreading all over the map. I really like the creep spread. Look at that. The entire map is purple. He didn't miss an area of the map. Look at that. Every single corner of the map filled with purple creep, giving him vision all over the place. And oh, it looks like Cloud going to be moving out with a big group of Marines and siege tanks. They are currently +1, but by the time he gets to his opponent's base, he is going to have the +1 infantry armor, might even have the +2 infantry attacks, as well as +1 vehicle weapons. In the meantime, Muta's moving into the 3rd base of Cloud, doing quite a bit of damage, getting so many worker kills so far. Actually, only 4 workers killed here, and oh, beautiful repair here by Cloud. In the meantime, Cloud is sieging up here, going to be taking out that 4th base, and man, actually Lucky lost way more than he really should have. He really needed to pull those mutas off a lot sooner, lost a lot of mutas carelessly there. The 4th base for Lucky does go down, and now Cloud going to be stimming forward with a few Marines here, going to start to focus down this one Zergling cocoon, and he's not even going to be able to get it, but he's now going to be starting to focus down these creep tumors, which is going to be an absolutely critical move here by Cloud. Wants to be pushing that creep back constantly, but look at this Baneling army that we do have here from Lucky as he's going to be moving forward. These Banelings do not have speed yet. Speed just now being started, +1 attack also just now being started here. Again, kind of late on the upgrades. Really needs to be getting those upgrades a lot earlier, but has not been. Looks like he might actually be going for a bit of a counterattack. He's trying to move around the army of Cloud, as Cloud is still sieged up over in this northern position. He's trying to retake this 4th base, but Cloud is actually still just sitting there. Gonna force a cancel on that hatchery as he tries to catch this army out of position. If he gets these siege tanks while they're unsieged, he's gonna be in a good place there, but those siege tanks gonna be sieged up just barely in time. All the Marines dimming back, spreading beautifully here. Looks like he is gonna be able to clean that up quite well, and now the Mutalisks gonna be forced to pull back. Oh, was that another burrowed Baneling? That was a brilliant move there by Lucky. I actually kind of want to rewatch that. Let's actually rewatch that. Yes, he did actually burrow a bunch of Banelings there, probably more than he really should have, but he did get some Marine kills for it, so good move there by Lucky. Now Lucky going to be hard-pressed to take another base here very soon because he knows his opponent is still operating on 3 bases right now. Does not want to be matched base at all with a Terran player. Going to try to move into the center of the map, but Cloud holding very well in the center of the map, and now going to be taking a 4th base here. Most likely going to be seeing a planetary fortress, though if he's feeling very, very confident, we will see an orbital command go down, but no, we actually see the planetary fortress go down, as well as lots and lots of missile turrets. We do see one secret expansion now going down here for Lucky, but we see tons of upgrades now coming up for Cloud. This is one thing that I think is absolutely what's giving Cloud the lead that he has right now. Currently 2-1 in upgrades, 3-2 going to be on the way very soon. Terran vehicle weapons level 2 going to be coming up very soon as well. If we check out the production structures, holy production structure, Batman, look at all of these production structures. So many barracks currently out on the field. We have 3 factories currently out as well, and now he's positioning his army in a very defensive position here, making sure to take the Xel'Naga watchtowers nearest to him, so that he can lock down this expansion very strongly, hold on to 4 bases, but this flock of mutas is going to be moving around to the 3rd, trying to focus down this missile turrets, and I don't think any amount of repairing is going to be able to help him this time. These Mutalisks are currently 1-0 in upgrades, and yes, Cloud just pulling all of his workers back as quickly as he can, and now this orbital command is going to go down as Cloud really cannot leave the center position. If he does leave this center position, all these Lings and Banelings have that opportunity to move right in here and take out yet another base there, so he pretty much gave up that base, but he's going to be recreating that orbital command here very soon. If we check out the workers count, 73 harvesters to 65 right now, so it looks like Lucky in a pretty good spot as these Mutalisks now going to continue to poke around the edges of the map. In the meantime, a drop did go down here at this lower position, sorry for missing that, but they did manage to destroy that expansion that was mining down there, and if we check out the workers killed, didn't really get too many workers down there, but now it looks like the forces of Lucky now going to be coming down here, going to start to focus these Marines, and oh no, he's actually going to be pulling back here, oh, and giving Cloud a chance to wedge himself into that mineral field there where it's very, very dangerous for Lynx with Texas. They cannot get a good surround here. Mutalisks moving forward here, and he's losing a few Mutalisks a bit carelessly, but the Banelings finally managed to get in there, pick off some of those units in the meantime. Look at this Marine placement by Cloud, scouting all the expansions, and holy cow, Cloud is now moving out in preparation for the incoming attack. I'm going to be taking a drink of water, so hang on just a moment. Alright, there we go. Looks like, oh my goodness, we are actually going to have a big counterattack here as Cloud moves in and sieges up at this 4th base. It looks like Lucky just going to be going straight for that planetary fortress, takes it out and continues to move in, but there are a lot of Marines here, needs to be very careful. They are all low, been overstimmed. He's trying to pull back right now to have to deal with this attack because all these forces of Lucky are now moving in, but beautiful lift up there of that supply depot by Cloud is going to prevent all these units from getting into his base, and oh, that was not the best control there by Lucky. He just lost a lot of forces there, but once again with the beautifully burrowed Banelings there by Lucky. Holy cow, God, I love those burrowed Banelings. He's so good with those burrowed Banelings, burrowing them all the time as he goes for an attack. Anytime he's being chased down by Marines, he'll just burrow small numbers of them, and I really, really think that's a brilliant move. And now these Mutalisks getting so many kills, 36 kills so far on those worker lines, but the Thor is now here going to prevent that Mutalisk harass from doing any more damage. We do see that he's trying to cut around, trying to get more workers, trying to find more things to kill. Siege tank numbers are still very high for Cloud. Marines have been reduced by quite a bit, but he's still constantly producing quite a bit. As we can see, holy cow, that is a lot of reactor barracks. We currently have, looks like 6 reactor barracks, 1 with tech lab. Upgrades continuing on the way. +3 vehicle weapons is on the way, as well as +3 infantry armor, doing so much damage in these compositions. But notice that Cloud did manage to pick off this 4th base once again. Now Lucky trying to retake this base down in this lower position here. Is he going to be able to secure it this time? We will find out. We do see that infestors are now out on the field here. Macro hatches are now established for Lucky, and I'm hoping the double evolution chamber is as well, but notice he's still only 2-2 in upgrades to the soon-to-be 3-3 upgrades of Cloud here. So once again, he is just a little too far behind on the upgrades. I think that is one big criticism I have of Lucky's play, is that his upgrades are just not where they should be right now. He is doing a fantastic job with these Mulisks, constantly attacking wherever the army of Cloud is not, but Cloud gonna be taking this advantage to say, well, if your Mutilisks are all the way over there, I'm just gonna move in and kill you then. Gonna be moving forward lots and lots of Marines. They are gonna be +3/+3 by the time he gets there, as well as have that +3 vehicle weapons here very soon. Lucky continuing to deal lots and lots of damage. The food count of Cloud dropping pretty low as he's losing lots of supply depots, losing an orbital command there. But once again, it looks like these Marines going to be stimming forward and denying this 4th base. Once again, I really think Lucky needs to start taking other bases around the map, needs to start taking maybe these northern bases, because taking these center map bases are just not good, because Cloud has this very strong force that he can just siege up in the middle of the map. Looks like Lucky trying to pick off reinforcements here as he has cutting around, trying to pick off some siege tanks. He's going to be able to pick off a couple of siege tanks there for free, but no, the Marines stimming up in time, going to be able to deal with those quite a bit. And now Lucky kind of trapped in the base of Cloud, doesn't really have a whole lot of places to go, so he's going to try to go in here, trying to get some worker kills. And Mutalisk moving in once again to the 3rd. Will he be able to get that orbital command? He really needs to, but these Marines have already been stimmed once. Will they stim again? No, it looks like Cloud actually being really good about not stimming his Marines. In the meantime, siege tanks moving out into the center of the map, gonna start to siege up here, deal lots of damage, and oh, Mutalisk gonna actually catch some of them off guard. He's gonna be able to get a couple of siege tank kills there for free, but that Thor is starting to get a few good hits off on those Mutalisks, and they are starting to get very weak. In the meantime, 5th base has been established here by Lucky. He has some Lings and Banelings here. I actually really like this. I don't know whether this was intentional here by Lucky, but by keeping the small group here, it pretty much is making this little area drop-proof here, because if there are any drops, a few Banelings and Lings will be able to deal with it quite nicely, so I really like that from Lucky. And once again, my phone is going to be ringing when I am going to be putting that on silent. There we go. And he's going to be retaking that 4th base in the middle of the map. I think Lucky, one thing he's not doing is he's just not aggressively expanding enough. He really needs to be trying to take all corners of the map. As we can see, he's got tons of resources saved up in the bank. 3K minerals, 3K gas saved up right now. Needs to be expanding all over the place with all those extra minerals. We do see that he is getting some tech units. We see that Hive Tech is currently on the way, but +1 Carapace just now being started. Lots of Lings and Banelings still being produced here. And now, oh my goodness, I think Cloud is actually going to be going to this lower position. Catches a ton of drones that are actually moving out there. Looks like, holy cow, look at that workers killed count so far. 34 workers killed for Cloud and 47 killed here for Lucky. Lots of Marines now coming down, going to be doing a lot of damage there. But in the meantime, lots and lots of Mutalisks moving to the center of the map, picking off lots of siege tanks and the remaining Marines, and now the remainder of Cloud's force is going to be forced to pull back to defend, because now this expansion, this 4th expansion, is now bare, and he's going to need to start to get as many defenses there as he can. Notice it's not a planetary fortress anymore. He had to move an orbital command there, and the 3rd, nothing going on at the 3rd of Cloud right now. But of course, Lucky starting to look like he is mining out there, and oh, another base being taken down here by Cloud, as he's just not letting Lucky keep his bases at all. He's being so good about dropping, or if not dropping, just moving small groups of Marines all over the place. Looks like Lucky does not want to let those Marines get away for free, though, as he's moving in with all of his Lings and Banelings to be able to deal with that. Going to be cleaning that up quite nicely. But the Thor's, Marines, and Siege Tank counts of Cloud still very strong, as both players pretty even in food count right now. Finally, it looks like some of these other Marines going to be cleaned up here. Lucky doing a fantastic job of cleaning up all these small pockets of Marines all over the map. But look at this. Now he's starting to expand all over the map. Really like this. Is Cloud going to be able to spot this? Looks like this middle expansion finally getting up and running once again. Going to be retaking, no, not retaking that lower expansion yet, but man, I would say that Lucky's starting to get very low on resources. He does have the food lead right now, but as we can see, his third almost mined out. Natural is completely mined out. Main completely mined out as well. So he's going to really need to establish some bases and keep them if he's going to want to be able to stay in this game. As we can see, the Baneling count still very high here for Lucky, and the Mulus once again trying to make some kind of a counterattack here, but look at this move here by Cloud. Once again going to be checking those expansions. That's absolutely a brilliant move here, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to scout those expansions, and that is going to be his new target, no doubt. Oh, one Baneling wasted there on that one SCV. Definitely not a good trade there for Lucky, as he's going to continue to pick off these refineries, wants to delay mining on those bases as long as he can, but Cloud might just once again move in and try to deny this expansion one more time. As he's done so all game long, he's actually might be moving up into this northern position right now. And this is one weakness of taking these upper bases. If they get spotted, a Terran player can kind of siege up right in the middle of the map and cut off all reinforcements to those bases. And oh no, it looks like Lucky moving through the center of the map, trying to go for that counterattack once he saw Cloud moving out with all of his forces, trying to do damage to these expansions. He is going to be able to deny that expansion from going down, going to be able to pick off those Vikings, and now Cloud just going to be sieging up here, trying to move back to deal with all of these forces here. It looks like that orbital command might actually go down. Some Marines are moving forward. They are 3-3 Marines right now to the 2-2 Lings of Lucky right now, and oh no, Infestors all being taken down right now. Too many Infestors lost carelessly. I think that was 5 Infestors lost. Bad little bit of miss micro there by Lucky, and now Cloud is in an absolutely fantastic position. We do have to remember that Lucky is pretty starved at this point in time. He does not have a whole lot of gas to be replenishing those Infestors. Those Infestors were full on energy as well. Looks like Cloud is going to be moving in once again and denying this expansion. This has got to be so frustrating for Lucky to have to deal with constantly losing this expansion. In the meantime, he's even going to be bringing in a small group of Marines, which does get cleaned up once again by one of those nice little small pockets of Lings and Banelings here by Lucky. But I would almost bet that Cloud, once he takes off this base, he's going to pull back up to this base. The only thing to do for Lucky at that point in time is going to be to go for a big counterattack here at this third. Wants to deny everything that Cloud is doing. As we can see, Cloud is actually running pretty low on resources himself, as he is just now getting this third base reestablished. This base still not at all established. Now going to be moving in, clearing out all of these workers, killing off this hatchery, and then no doubt moving on to this hatchery as well. If we check out the workers killed count, 58 workers killed so far for Lucky, but 65 workers killed so far for Cloud, continuing to do very, very well. And it looks like Lucky going to be moving to the center of the map, trying to take that center map control. We do have Broodlords now on the map here. I haven't had a chance to go back to their main for a while, but oh no, a little bit of miscontrol here from Lucky as he moves forward with his Broodlords just a little too close to those Marines, and those Marines going to be focusing down those Broodlords so fast. Brilliant move there by Lucky, though, as he manages to fungal growth a lot of those Marines, manages to connect with a lot of Banelings here, but the Thor and Siege Tank still on the map. Oh my goodness, I think Lucky is actually going to be able to clean up that attack, and he is actually in an okay spot right now. Let's check out the unit counting station right now, as if we look at the unit counting station, we can see that he currently has 2 Broodlords, 8 Mutalisks, 2 Infestors, only 1 Zergling, and 1 Baneling, to the 36 Marines, 2 Siege Tanks, 4 Vikings, 5 Medivacs of Cloud. So both these players really, really hurting in the economy department right now. If we check out the Harvester count, we can see that Cloud is actually down 23 Harvesters to the 43 Harvesters of Lucky, but Lucky is only long distance mining. He actually has no mining bases, whereas Cloud has 1 mining base right now. So he is actually in an okay spot to replenish himself, much better. And brilliant move by Cloud here, moving in with this small group of Marines, starting to pick off as many workers as he can, dropping that worker count of Lucky down to just 32. Brilliant fungal growth there going down on the remainder of those Marines. But man, Lucky needs to start retaking some bases here, because right now he is only long distance mining. If we look at his resources right now, he is so super low in resources. He's trying to reinforce on very cost-effective units. I really like this choice here by Lucky. when he's low on bases, getting lots and lots of infestors, which are very cost-effective units, but he needs to be super careful. As we can see, losing him a little bit carelessly there in that last engagement where he had those infestors there. But now, if he can use these infestors well, they can actually be very, very strong, and they may actually buy him enough time to get some expansions up and running. But once again, he really just needs to use those infestors once they get to max energy. He needs to start using those fungal growths. There we go. Beautiful fungal growth going down. Oh, a little bit of miscontrol there, as he does manage to lose a Mutalisk there to those 3/3 Marines. If we check out the units of Lucky right now, he's currently 1-1 in upgrades on his Mutalisks and Broodlords, but that is all he's got. He's got no Zerglings, wants to be very cost-effective. Zerglings, of course, very cost-ineffective in both in terms of larva as well as resources, as they die so fast to siege tanks, which is exactly what Cloud is going for, as well as these 3/3 Marines. I'm actually curious to know what the upgrades. Yeah, he's still 2-2 in upgrades, and that's going to be a huge problem for Lucky, as Cloud is just slowly climbing back into this game off of this one mining base that he has. He's never been on more than 3 mining bases, but just the fact that he's been so good about what was I gonna say? I completely mind blanked. You know what? That's a good time, in my opinion, to take a drink of water. So hang on just a second. Fantastic. All right. I don't at all remember what I was going to say there. Good Lord, been casting for way too long. I definitely don't think I'm going to be doing any analysis games after this, because they would just be completely, well, freaking terrible. Let's put it that way. Cloud actually going to be taking another base here, as he has produced another orbital command. He's moving it down into that lower position. Not any production going on at all right now for Cloud, just because his resources are so low. Looks like another base finally being established here by Lucky. Still mostly just long distance mining though, and Cloud is just slowly but surely creeping back into this game. If Lucky can get this base up and running, I think he'll actually be in a good spot, because he's got all these infestors, which again, very, very cost effective. He needs to use that energy though. He wants to constantly be using that army to destroy opponents' units. Just throw down a lot of infested Terran Marines, so that his opponent, so that you're constantly trading energy on your infestors for enemy units, and then you pull back, and then you just regain your energy. And once you regain your energy, you move out once again. Infested Terran Marines, fungal growths, whatever you can do to wear down your opponent's army. At this point, you want him to be trading his army for your energy, because your energy is free in terms of resources, which he is low on right now. We do see that there is a drop going down in the main. I don't think it's going to be able to do too much damage here, as Lucky is aware of it. He's moving in with these Broodlords to be able to deal with it, and yeah, I don't know. This is a lot of queens right here. If they catch that medevac, they're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage, and I think it would only take him a couple of rounds there. Oh, beautiful fungal growth going down here by Lucky, as he is going to be able to pick that off, as that medevac is not going to be able to unload there, as he is just barely off the ramp there. And now it looks like Cloud going to be using that to move in, while all of Lucky's forces are out of position. And is he going to be able to deal with this many Marines if he splits these Marines? Well, oh no, beautiful fungal growth going down here by Lucky, as more Broodlords now being morphed in here. He is now mining on this base, but how long will he be mining on this base? As there are a lot of Marines here, as, oh, I don't know if it's actually enough Marines. I think Lucky is actually in a good spot to win this game right now, as he has 4 Broodlords and a ton of infestors currently on the map. He has lots of queens to be able to just heal up all of his units very fast. Very fast, lots of energy on all of those queens as well. Ooh, needs to heal that one up. That one's so low on health, but nice fungal growth going down here as these Broodlords move forward, and beautiful heals going down on these 4 Broodlords. I love this move here from Lucky, as he's continuing to heal up these Broodlords so that they don't die to those Vikings, while the fungal growths deal all the damage. Brilliant, brilliant play here by Lucky. Is he going to be able to come through? If he comes through in this attack, I think he's actually going to be in an okay spot. Cloud is long distance mining from this lower base, but oh my goodness, both players losing tons and tons of units. Lots of infestors being lost here. The Broodlords are still up, and the Vikings finally all fall. And I think this base might have actually been established here by Lucky, and he might actually be in an okay spot right now. Cloud now just producing nothing but Marines. We see 13 Marines on the production tab. Oh no, he accidentally killed one of his own Marines. He's only long distance mining at this lower base. He is getting some gas from this middle base, but the minerals are completely, they have completely run dry, as he's now going to be moving forward with small groups of Marines, going to try to focus down some of these units. He does manage to get 1 Broodlord. Will he get another? Yes, he gets a couple. I don't even know if that was a Broodlord or a Queen that he just got, but he's trying to focus down that last Broodlord. Is he going to get it? no, doesn't quite get it, but actually that was some pretty decent damage done there for having only Marines there. But if we check out the food count right now, 69 food to 52 right now, with Lucky currently in the lead. I would say he is at an advantage here. He's once again got these cost-effective infestors out on the field. If we check out the harvester count, we can see that Lucky is currently up 28 harvesters to 23 here at the 42-minute mark, and more Marines coming in. This is actually a brilliant play here from Cloud as he's going to focus down the hatchery, and he gets the hatchery. Unbelievable play here from Cloud as he once again has denied this base, reducing Lucky to long-distance mining. He does have one base that is coming up in this northern position. But actually, that was a brilliant move here from Cloud, taking advantage of the fact that all he can do is produce Marines right now. He's just going to run in, deal lots of damage with small groups of Marines, because Marines are very, very strong in small numbers. So he's making full use of the fact that he doesn't have a whole lot of resources, and so he's using units that he's upgraded fully. These are 3/3 Marines, so they are very strong, and they're pretty inexpensive. Now, it looks like Lucky going to be scouting expansions. Really like this play here by Lucky. Wants to be scouting all these expansions as soon as he can. Wants to be sure that his opponent isn't mining too much because he wants to keep the lead right now. But keep in mind, his army is actually pretty slow right now. This is not a terribly mobile army. Broodlord and Infestor generally needs to stay together. The Infestors can be mobile, but the fact that he's using Broodlords means the Infestors need to always be sticking with the Broodlords. Can't get too far away. If these Broodlords are caught out, they die so quickly to 3/3 Marines. So he needs to be very, very careful about keeping these Infestors with his Broodlords. We do see that he's finally getting up some Lings, some Banelings, because he knows his opponent is going strictly for Marines right now, so he wants to get some Broodlords to be able, or some Banelings rather, to be able to deal with it. This base is now up and running, but there is one Marine there that has scouted that position out. He does know about it. There's one Marine here in this position as well, scouting for additional bases. He is still mining off that lower base, and I think that could actually be killer here. Lucky not able to move out at all, not able to come and do any damage to this, because if he does, Cloud will just come forward once again and destroy this base here. So he needs to be really, really careful about his army positioning here. But if I were Lucky right now, I would say that he needs to start applying some pressure to his opponent. He needs to start moving forward a little bit. Can't just let Cloud do whatever he wants, because as we can see, Cloud is just going to start to take bases all over the map, and Terran can be very strong at being defensive here, especially if they can get some planetary fortresses up, which Cloud will not be doing as he is moving down his orbital command, I think from his natural, yeah. Moving that down to that lower position. But the Broodlord count here for Lucky is getting rather high. He is up in the food count. He's doing really, really well right now. And Cloud is now being forced to produce Vikings just because he did just scan, saw the huge number of Broodlords that his opponent has, and now he's just trying to get up a good number of Vikings to be able to deal with it. But man, these Infestors are going to make it really, really hard for Cloud. If Cloud comes back from this, he's going to be in a it'll be a fantastic comeback, because I think it's going to be really, really difficult in these positions. He is now mining in this lower base, and I think right now it's really up to Lucky to make something happen, because he really either needs to start taking bases all over the place and really, really be defensive and take bases everywhere, or he needs to go start denying bases of his opponent, because right now Cloud is just kind of freely expanding. If we check out the income rate right now, it looks like Lucky is a little bit ahead right now, but with mules and things, Cloud is going to start to pull back into this game, and it's going to start to look very deadly here for Lucky if he's not too careful here. He will let this game slip away from him. Now Cloud is dropping off some units up here. He's going to try to deny this expansion, and this is exactly what Lucky needs to be doing. He needs to be trying to spread his opponent out right now. He needs to be doing small attacks all over the place with Lings or Infestors moving all around, and oh no, it looks like these Marine's going to be stemming forward, and it looks like Lucky is just going to be letting that base go, as his units are too slow to be able to get here in time to deal with it. He's got a lot of Queens that are slowly making their way up there. Broodlord's also coming up as well, and oh no, I think Cloud is actually going to take advantage of this army being so far out of position that Infestor needs to pull back, doesn't quite get back in time, and now Cloud is on the high ground, going to start shelling away at this base, and look at that, the rest of his army pulling back because he doesn't want to lose these bases down here in this lower position, keeping his army posted here just in case Lucky tries to go for a counterattack here. So this is a very, very small group of units that's going to do a huge amount of damage, lots and lots of transfuses going down on that hatchery in order to try to save it, and I think that that is going to be good enough to stop this attack. but Cloud is pulling back into this game, and look at that, taking advantage of the fact that Lucky's army is way out of position, moving forward with tons and tons of Marines, and taking out that hatchery once again. I think that is like the 5th or 6th time that hatchery has gone down, and now Cloud is now moving into the main, taking full advantage of this to start to really do some damage here to the structures of Lucky, and Lucky is so far out of position to be able to do anything right now. I don't think he's going to be able to get back in time to really be able to deal with this, but if he does, I don't know what Cloud's gonna, I don't know who's gonna win this game, you guys. There's just too much going on right now. There are only 3 Vikings here. That is not a lot of Vikings, but these Marines continually stimming are losing a lot of health very quickly, and I don't know, Lucky really needs to make something happen here. He needs to get down here, he needs to stop this attack, or he just needs to go for the kill right now. Cloud is still mining on 2 bases, though lightly, but Lucky only mining on 1 right now. And Cloud continuing to just move forward, trying to take out as many buildings as he possibly can, but I don't know if it's going to be enough right now. Lots of investors now moving in. Beautiful fungal growth going down, managing to pick off all of those units. Another beautiful fungal growth going down, and I think Lucky might have this game. So many corruptors, so many broodlords currently out on the field. Cloud is not going to be feeling good right now, but look at this, taking full advantage of the fact that once again his opponent's army is slow. This broodlord army is way too slow and way out of position, so he's just going to be using that to his advantage and going straight into this upper position and denying these mining bases once again. So that means that, I don't know, Lucky has the bigger army, but he's got no mining. Cloud has the smaller army, and he's using it effectively. He knows he has a smaller army, and so he knows he's going to be weaker in direct engagement, so he's using his army smarter than Lucky is right now. So looks like he's losing some Vikings carelessly there, and finally Lucky is going to be moving out here, going to be aggressive here, and it looks like we might have a direct engagement here coming up very soon, as finally Lucky now pretty much being forced into this engagement, as he really doesn't have a whole lot of buildings left. All he's got is he's got his hive, and he's got a few smaller buildings left around the map, but he really doesn't have anything out there. If Cloud just comes in and destroys those, he's actually going to be in a fantastic, whoa, that's not what I meant to do at all. That is what I meant to do. He's going to be in a fantastic spot. And oh no, is Cloud actually going to go for this hive? If he actually just gets in here and takes out these buildings before Lucky gets back, he will win the game. I think these are the only buildings that are up right now, except for this hatchery and that extractor. Oh, Cloud having a little bit of indecision here on what exactly he wants to do, and I think this is actually a smart move, as he is now moving this orbital command into position to be able to start mining once again. He no longer has any mining down in this lower base right now, but the broodlords are bearing down on this position, as Cloud is now moving into this northern position, going to start to focus down this hatchery, and that is going to force the cancel on that hatchery. And I don't know, this is a scary position here for Cloud, as Lucky is way ahead in the food count, 100 food to 78 food of Cloud here. Neither player is mining at all right now. This game is absolutely insane as the broodlords move forward. The orbital command goes down once again, and there is no production for either player. Both players not producing anything, but the army of Lucky is actually a much stronger army than the army of Cloud right now. There's not a whole lot. If we check out the unit counting station right now, 9 broodlords, 11 corruptors, and 5 investors to 38 marines, 4 siege tanks, and 2 Vikings. I would say that Lucky definitely has the advantage here. He needs to unload this medevac right now. Forces, and the broodlords coming forward right now, dealing so much damage to these tanks. And this is such a terrible position for Cloud to be in right now, as he is completely cornered in this map, or in this corner of the map. There is nothing he can do. He's going to be stimming forward with all these marines, going to start to focus on those broodlords, and 1 broodlord goes down. Will he get a second one? Yes, he does get the second. Will a third go down? No, the third isn't going to go down, and Cloud is just going to be getting out of there with the bulk of his units. And this is actually a brilliant move here by Cloud, as he has now moved into the main expansion here of Lucky, and he's going to start to focus on all the buildings. And once again, if he gets all these buildings, he is going to be in a good spot right now. He can win this game if he takes out all these buildings. Lucky does have enough to start building another hatchery. He needs to start throwing down another hatchery right away, and it looks like the broodlords are going to make it here in time to be able to clean up that attack. And now Lucky not in a good position at all to win this match. If we check out the unit counting station, what do both of these players have? 23 Marines, 2 Vikings, to 7 Broodlords, 11 Corruptors, and 5 Infestors. I think, oh no, these Marines actually picking off quite a bit of drones there, but I don't know. This is a rough spot for Cloud to be in. And I think Lucky is well set up to win this game. I don't think Cloud is going to be able to come back from this, which is absolutely unbelievable. At a couple of points in this game, I was certain that Cloud had this game in the bag. He was making all the right moves with all of his units, but somehow Lucky has managed to slowly worm his way back into this game, and now he is in such a strong position right now. Will he actually be able to do it? Cloud is actually macroing up quite an army quite quickly, despite all these forces. He does have one Thor out on the field. He's got a siege tank out, and he's got a lot of Marines out here on the map, and here comes the final engagement as the Broodlords and Infestors are all now moving in. So many Corruptors are out on the field as well. These Vikings trying to get as many good shots off as they can. There is no mining going on right now for either player. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Cloud is actually mining at that upper base right now, and that's what's allowing him to produce all these units. As we can see, no production right now for Lucky, but we do have Marine and Viking production here from Cloud, and this pullback, I think, is actually a big mistake here by Lucky. He needs to push this right now, because if the longer he waits, the more forces Cloud is going to be able to just get up. He's going to be able to just continue to get up more and more forces. He's just going to be breaking into the third right now and starting to deal damage to that third, and oh, we're going to be forcing a final engagement here very soon as the Marines are stemming forward, trying to focus down as many units as he can. The Marines staying back, trying to stay out of the way of the fungal growths. Lots of units going down here as Cloud moves forward with lots of 3-3 Marines, and they're starting to focus down the Broodlords. They're falling so fast to these 3-3 Marines. Is Cloud actually going to be able to do it? If he can actually take out these Broodlords, he will be able to win this match. There are a couple of siege tanks still out here, but no, it looks like the Broodlord forces of Lucky are just a little bit too strong as he moves forward with these Broodlords. Corruptors still at the front of the army, taking as much damage as he can. These Marines are so strong right now, doing so much damage. Beautiful transfuses going down by Lucky as he manages to transfuse that Broodlord. One Broodlord goes down, the second goes down as well. It is now down to just one Broodlord and a whole lot of Corruptors. Now both players are mining just a little bit. Lucky mining at this base up here, Cloud mining at this base, but there is a Broodlord in here doing as much damage as he can. There are Infestors here. The scan goes down, the Infestors get taken out, and oh no, two Vikings manage to get in from the back and take out the Broodlord. Unbelievable play there by Cloud, as now all Lucky has is Corruptors. If we check out the unit counting station, 10 Corruptors, 17 drones is all he has right now. And does he have any production? No, the Greater Spire was taken out. The spawning pool was taken out as well. Now the spawning pool being forced to be remade, as well as a spire here. The hive is still up, so he does still have hive tech open to him, but Cloud might actually come back from that unbelievable I don't even know what to call it. He was just so far behind. If he actually comes back in this game, that'll be unbelievable. Cloud now sieging up at the edge. The siege tank is so low right now. Going to start to shell on this spawning pool. Some Zerglings being produced here by Lucky, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Cloud actually has managed to come back into this game with an unbelievable amount of unit control. Such good play here, and I think Cloud might have actually taken this game. The last hatchery falls. There is nothing but one hive up for Lucky, and there are no units out on the field, and the GG comes down from Lucky. Unbelievable game there from Cloud. Holy cow, you guys, that was a 1 hour and 2 minute long game. Unbelievable game that went back and forth. Brilliant unit control there from Cloud. I thought Lucky might have had it there, but no. Cloud with the unbelievable unit control, able to bring it back. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that cast. I'm going to end this right now because my computer is about to die from the length of this video. Please hit that subscribe button, please comment down below, and that's going to do it for me, guys. My voice is done. Thanks for watching, guys. Glitch out.